Hello people, we are Tottenham TV back here for another Tottenham update. Before we get into it, please do go and download the SofaScore app, link in description below and QR code on screen right now. Best footballing app on the App Store. But let's get straight into the Tottenham update and let's start off with team news going in to Manchester City. Ange Postecoglou has been speaking to Sky Sports today and he confirms that Mickey van der Ven is still a couple weeks away from returning from injury and Christian Romero is a doubt for the weekend. So happy days.
Yeah, it's not good news, is it? Especially when you've got Man City coming up. Obviously, we did play against Man City in the Carabao Cup and Van der Ven was forced off early and Romero was forced off early. And we finished the game with Gray at right back and Dragoshin and Davis at centre back and we still did go through. But this is a Man City side off the back of 4 defeats. They've got Haaland, who's going to be playing in this game, who didn't play in the Carabao Cup game. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, who's back fully fit, looks like. So we are probably going to be playing a different beast. It's not to say that it makes the job impossible, because, you know, the way we play football always gives us a chance to go and score goals. But it's not good news, is it? Hopefully Romero, we know with Romero, he likes to make a quick recovery, so I wouldn't never rule him out, because you just never know with him. But we said we knew Van der Ven. They said after the international break, but they never said when after the international break he was going to be fit. So it doesn't surprise me that he's still not available, and those pesky hamstrings for him still causing him trouble. But we also know of Romero. With the last few weeks, he's been struggling with that foot injury. He got forced off early against City, against Villa, and now for Argentina. So whether it's clever to rush him back is also another question. Do we want him back when he's fully fit, or do we want to rush him back for this game against Man City to see if we can pull out a performance from him? It's going to be a lot of pressure on Dragoshin and Davis, albeit last season when we did play Man City, we also had Emerson and Davis as centre-back and we did get a 3-3 draw. So that shows that it doesn't mean we can't get a result just because we have those two at the back, but it obviously does make things a lot more difficult going into Saturday, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a tall order to go there and get a result. In my opinion, it's going to be probably an angry Man City team, a Man City team that have a lot of players coming back. Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland linking up again, which we haven't seen in a while, and we know the link up that those two have on the pitch is unbelievable. I mean, the Man City team news as well is that Kevin De Bruyne, John Stones, Jack Grealish and Manuel Akanji have all returned to training in the week prior to the game. So yeah, the odds are firmly stacked against us going into the game this weekend. And, you know, yeah, you make the point about last year getting the 3-3 draw with Emerson and Davis at the back, and we probably go into it with a stronger backline with Davis and Dragoshin in this game. But, I mean, that game we were very lucky to come away with the 3-3 draw. Man City could have ran away with it in the first half with the chances that Erling Haaland was missing in that first half and the chances that he was being presented with. I mean, it wouldn't have been a scoreline that you would have said wasn't unjust if they would have come in at half-time 3 or 4-0 up, literally.
Yeah, but we also had Hill playing, we had Højbjerg playing, we had Lo Celso playing. So it's a very different team, not just the back line from Tottenham's point of view. You know, we're going to have Solanke now, hopefully Son on the left, Decky. Maybe Decky did play central last time, but he's going to be in the centre again. So we're going to have a lot more options available to us on this occasion. But, of course, you're playing a team that's won 4 Premier League titles in a row. Even with Romero and Van der Ven, it was going to be difficult. So, with those two out, potentially, it's a massive blow. There's no getting away from it. Doesn't mean we can't get a result, but it just makes the likelihood of getting a result a lot less, unfortunately. Yeah. And let's just hope Van der Ven, if it's 2 weeks, that they say that would put him in line for being back for the Chelsea game on the 7th or on the 8th of December. I mean, let's just hope he's back for that game, because that obviously will be very important. And obviously with the Carabao Cup quarter-final coming up as well, would really hope he's back on that occasion. With Romero, considering he's only a doubt for this weekend, I'm hoping that means, you know, after this game, for the Fulham game, probably rest him against Roma, and hopefully for the Fulham game on the Sunday, he'll be back for that one.
Yeah, I really hope so, but I think it's important, like what you were saying before, is not to rush him back, because we've seen him go off early a few times now, go off early for Argentina, and this injury, he can't seem to shake off this injury. So in my opinion, then we just need to err on the side of caution with Romero and just keep him on ice a little bit and just make sure he's fully recovered until he's back.
100%. And if that means he's unavailable for the weekend, then so be it. And that's however unfortunate it is. But look, if you weren't dreading Saturday before, you probably are now, that's for sure.
To be fair though, like how many times have we gone up to Man City being like, oh, we're going to get absolutely trounced. There's no chance we're going to get a win here. I mean, I just remember that one where we won 3-2 and how we were feeling going into that game.
We just lost to Burnley before.
We just lost to Burnley. We're like, oh my God, we got Man City away next. Like, what are we going to do? And we ended up taking all 3 points. But with the way Ange Postecoglou plays, particularly in a defensive capability, I know we can hurt them going the other end because of the way Man City play, and their high line will present chances for us, but I feel like a lot more chances will be presented to Manchester City.
Yeah, well, look, I think if you look at our games against Man City, yeah, we drew 3-0 at the Etihad a bit luckily, but look, that second half performance there was really good, even under the circumstances. We were maybe lucky not to be further behind, but still really good second half performance. And the game at the Lane where we lost 2-0, if you remember, we played I think Maddison was playing false 9, and we came up with some tactical tweaks, and we actually played really well in that game. And we lost 2-0, but it could have easily, obviously Son went through 1-on-1 late in the game and missed that chance, but we were very much in that game. So I think in terms of performances, we've actually been pretty good against City, I would say.
Yeah, we have no doubt about it, but it's just a scary prospect going up against them on the back of 4 defeats, because you never want to play Man City when they're a wounded animal, in my opinion. And I know, you probably could have said that in the last game where they lost 3 in a row, but now they lost 4. But with all their players coming back, De Bruyne there, the players I just mentioned before, and Spurs going into it with, really concerning injury problems, I do fear the worst in this game. I really do. But we'll see what happens. Me and Sim going up to the Etihad on Saturday, so very much looking forward to it either way. Let's talk about potential transfer news now, as Dario AS are reporting that Pedro Porro signing at Real Madrid. Real Madrid signing Pedro Porro can be considered as impossible, as Tottenham will not consider offers below 70 million euros. Real Madrid are prioritising the free transfer of Trent Alexander-Arnold, and this is pretty much kind of in line of what we've been saying over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, because when you've got someone like Trent available on a free, they're obviously going to go in that direction rather than spend big money on Porro, as well as you're going to have to give him some decent wages on top of that. Obviously, Trent on a free transfer, he's probably going to command top wages, a massive increase in what he's getting at Liverpool, but that's more in line with how Real Madrid have been operating over the last few years. So I think if Trent doesn't work out, then maybe they revisit it. But I think as long as the Trent option's open, I just don't think Porro's on the table.
Yeah, there has been rumours over the past week that Trent and Liverpool are kind of locked in contract talks at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see which way that progresses. And if he does sign a new contract at Liverpool, it'll be interesting to see which way Real Madrid go with that as well.
I think they'll probably revisit Porro.
Yeah,
if that does happen.
So that's that. Let's talk about Lucas Bergvall now, because we spoke about a Swiss journalist talking about Bergvall potentially wanting or needing to go out on loan. Belgian publication Voetbal News is saying Westerlo are dreaming of a potential deal with Tottenham for Lucas Bergvall after signing an official cooperation with Spurs in the summer. The Belgian club can suddenly dream of a very nice transfer, and there is a good chance that Bergvall could make the move on loan to Westerlo in the winter.
What's that based on? That's based on what, that Tottenham are open to it, or that's just what Westerlo want?
This is just what this report is suggesting. They're not. There's no concrete news in this. This is just on the Belgian side.
Yeah, I just don't think it happens. I don't think he should be going to Westerlo. I think he should be either staying at Tottenham, or if he really does want to go out on loan. If the problem is we feel like he's still not quite ready for, Premier League or whatever, I don't think going to Westerlo is going to help that. I think someone like Devine is a bit different because he hasn't been playing too much football. He just needs to play. And I think even if it's a Westerlo, that'll help his development. Bergvall's a bit different. He's been playing regularly out in Sweden. He's been playing fairly regularly this season in the Europa League and Carabao Cup. So I don't think just getting him game time in the Belgian league is going to help too much with his development. I'd rather keep him here than send him to Westerlo, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think if he is to go out on loan, I'd like to see him playing English football quite regularly to build up the physicality which he needs to play in the Premier League. However, Westerlo They do have Alfie Devine, they do have Luka Vuskovic as well, and both of them seem to be doing really well out there. But I agree with you. I think Bergvall's a bit of a different case to those two.
Yeah, and I think Bergvall's doing absolutely fine. I think I've got no problem with his development at the moment. He's an 18-year-old kid who's come from the Swedish league as a kind of young superstar, and is always not going to happen in 3 months. And I think maybe reassess it in how many games he plays from now until January, and if he's really not happy and all that kind of stuff. But I just think what we're doing with Bergvall is absolutely expected, and I think he's doing absolutely fine. So I don't see any need to panic and send him out on loan.
Yeah. I agree to a certain extent. I agree from the start of the season till now, until maybe the January transfer window. I feel like the amount of football he's getting in the Premier League is probably fine. But I do kind of worry what it's going to look like after the winter and when the latter stages of the Cups come. That's what I worry about.
Well, latter stage of the Cup, obviously, we're going to be playing our main team. That's no surprise. Well, look, maybe it means he'll have more opportunities in the Premier League. Who knows? I think the whole way we're dealing with him is to get him up to speed so we can start playing in the Premier League. I think he's on his way there. I really do.
All right. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think Bergvall should be going out on loan? Are you worried about the prospect of facing Manchester City with these injury problems? Van de Ven and Romero most likely not to play in the game this weekend. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on.